So this is Devonta Arrington right here. I'm on my way to make another video. Before I do, I want to make this video because this video is very important to me. So I want to talk about the abundance delusion. The abundance delusion. For some reason, in today's day and age, uh, this terminology about abundance has been pushed around like crazy. It's abundance world out there. There's more than enough for everybody. I want to address that because when you join this secret group, like I said, you're not just going to learn how to increase your income, but you're going to get the harsh reality of life and the realness. I'm not going to sit here and preach falsehoods. I want the people in this group to be warriors, to be troopers. I've been to Iraq. I've been bombed down before. It's a lot easier to talk about abundance and everything in the world when you're living in a you know house with a perfectly working furnace and everything like that. So where I want to talk about the abundance delusion, and for some reason, we people, they cling on to these falsehoods, even though life shows them totally different story. So I got a friend who is here in the Appleton area, Appleton, Wisconsin, and so he's a wholesaler, so that means that he goes ahead and gets properties under contract for one price at a deep discount. And he flips it to a real estate investor, a fix and flipper. So he told me a story one time on how he, had a deal, he had a buyer for, he had it lined up, and pretty much, he got the deal taken from from right underneath him. Got the deal just yanked from him. Someone else came in there and bought the house faster. And he's like, man, I needed that money. He's got a mortgage. He's got 2 car payments. He's got a family. He's got 3 kids and a wife. He's like, I needed that money. And he's just like, he talks about times of how, the heat was really getting to him, and, times he was, scraping for money, scraping. So, he's doing, pretty decent for himself right now. And, but what the weird thing is about that is that he told me he was speaking. Told me he was speaking at the real estate investing seminar or the real estate investing group, and told me he was speaking. He was telling people how to, break into the business or improve their business. So let me get this straight. So you got a family, couple kids, car payments and mortgage payments, and you've experienced not just once, but more than once of deals falling through your hands. To talk about this deal specifically, you've had one of these guys snatch a deal from you. So it makes sense to educate people on how to snatch deals from you again. Where is this glutton for punishment coming from? Why would you want to speak at any seminar after you've had somebody steal a deal from you? Another investor took the deal from you. They said that we either think with one or 2 parts of our brain, the emotional side or the logical reasoning side. And we can't really think with, both at the same time. So take that example and put yourself in that shoes. Does that really make sense? Does that really, really make sense to be able to do that? To be able to, essentially put yourself at risk, put your family at risk. You said you needed that money, and somebody came and scooped the deal up. You said that things are really bad that month. So how does that make sense to go ahead and do that? Hmm. Guys, see where I'm going with this? See, because I guess for the ones that are not so aware, for the ones that do get it, that do understand where I'm coming from, if you want to have longevity in any entrepreneurial field, and that's what a real estate agent is, broker, you're an entrepreneur. That means you're signing your own checks, you're going off and you're being self-employed. You're essentially an independent contractor. You make your own money. And when you make your own money, knowledge is very, very, very key. See, you don't really need a whole lot of knowledge, to be able to, work in a factory. You know, if you're a packager, then you have your set amount of duties that you do every day. And at the end of the week, you get your paycheck. So as a worker, you're going to get paid the same amount as Bob, knowing the same amount of information as Bob. Because you guys are receiving the same amount of money. Say Bob is in your, he's in your factory line. So it doesn't really matter about knowledge because it would actually behoove you to inform Bob about what you know to make your night in life easier. Because if he's well informed of how to do the job and you're well informed of how to do the job, then you coexist. Which is why this is a secret group, because we can share with each other. We can share with each other, and it doesn't affect any of the other members because we're keeping it in the family. But to go to a real estate seminar of people that don't know you from a can of paint, and they don't know your family. They've never met your family. They've never met your wife. They don't give two dangs about you. Keeping this real, people, that you're gonna get the real life stuff from me. Oh yeah, you're gonna get the realness from me. I didn't get this far with this information by being a deluded moron. I've stuck my neck out. I've taken these risks. I've had the harshness of life beat the crap out of me many, 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 many times. And throughout that pain, I was able to find this gem of information. And I'll be damned if, you, me, or anyone else is just going to throw this information to the general public. For what? I know if you're in the Easy Agent Pro group, you're in it because you've struggled in business. You're looking for the newest techniques. You're trying to improve your life. You're trying to do good for yourself and your family. Opposed to, I know a guy who's an agent, or he might be a broker, some bum. I'm sorry, the claws are starting to come out. But this is real life stuff, people. Anyway, this guy is 60 years old, and he's got two of his sons working with him. And I guess he's, lives in Beloit, Wisconsin, and, he's just a chump. I'll be honest. He's just not doing anything to better himself. He's old school. He, go ahead and just get listings and then put it on the MLS and wait for it to sell. But now he doesn't know nothing about Facebook ads, or, I see a lot of you guys on there every day trying to figure out ways to be innovative, ways to improve yourself. And why does some guy who's going to sit, 60 years old, and just not care about improving himself and talk about, oh, well, computer crap and stuff like that. And, it's just a jerk, he's a jerk, joker, what I'm saying? Why do we have to give him information for what? And this guy, happened to be a guy that my friend had met through, a guy that he does deals with. And this agent, 6-year-old guy, got mad at him because he didn't list the property with him. And he ended up listing it with someone that was younger and energetic, not saying that age really matters because being young is a state of mind. But he got all mad and wanted to curse my friend out because my friend didn't list the property with him. Well, guess what? You're not really innovative. You stick in your office and you're boring, you suck. Hey, that's the realness of it. You're going to get the realness from me because I've been through the trenches and I'm not here to preach any BS. And this all comes down to is do not share this information. Why? Don't do it. The people that make millions and millions and billions of dollars, they get patents, they get trademark secrets. Stop sharing this information. This is a gem. If you're not a millionaire yet and you want to be a millionaire, this is what you're going to have to do. This is what you should be doing. Now you have a reason to go get licensed in other states. Get licensed in Florida. Get licensed in Georgia. Get licensed in LA. Get licensed in Boston. Chinese are buying heavily in Boston right now. Get licensed. Get licensed in as many states as you can. Have it done. I'm working in every damn market right now. Well, almost. I mean, I'm really focusing on 4 strong markets at this time, but I plan to get in every single market. Every single market. Why not? Go hard. Go make hay while the sun shines. We don't know how long this is going to last for. And that's why we need to be getting to work. I plan to be a millionaire at the end of the year. That's my goal. I'm close right now. So I want everyone in this group to be there if you're not there already. And like I said, without all these fingers in the pie, we can all achieve our goals, take care of our family, and feed our legacy. But if you want to stick to the delusions that you need to be telling everybody who is not in your circle, then you're not going to be beating your freaking goal. That's the truth. This is grown people business. Grown. You are extremely blessed right now to be able to get this opportunity, especially at such a low price. You are so blessed beyond belief because, hey, I'll be honest. I'm not one of those guys that, shoot, man. I mean, I'm pretty innovative, but I'm not one of those guys that can just think of all these multi-million dollar ideas. I can take ideas that were, that have potential to make millions of dollars, and then I can go ahead and, innovate it. But I'm not, one of those brain people. I'll be the first to admit it. So when you do have an opportunity like this that is so powerful, you don't give it up, especially if it's given to you just like this. Don't give it up. I know you got, your friend here in this agency and this friend here, but guess what? They're not going to be putting money in your pocket. Keep it in the group. Keep quiet. Keep quiet. I'm telling you, this is what makes millionaires and billionaires. It's not always about the hardest working person. It's about the smartest person working with the least amount of saturation. See, the reason why people flourish so much is not, here's the thing. It doesn't really take a whole lot of knowledge to become very, very, very rich. It just takes a little bit of knowledge and applied over a course of time, in a focused course of time, and pushed heavily in a pool with not as many sharks. I've said it before. I believe that there'd be a lot more billionaires in the world if there wasn't so much information out there that was saturated. And I believe it. I have a lot of case studies that can explain it. So Get rid of this abundance, delusion. And trust me, believe it or not, I am the most positive person in the world. But abundance is meant for the wolves. And, you can go ahead and, I don't know, quit the group and you can discredit me. And you can say, well, to the hell with you, Devonte. I don't need to be hearing this crap. But, you can either hear it from me or get eaten by someone that believes that themselves. While you're not thinking that there's wolves out there, there's a wolf right now that is happy to make you believe that there isn't any wolves out there so he can eat you. And that is the reality of this group. This is what I'm trying to preach here. Information that is life-changing is not meant to be shared. It is not. Here's the thing too. So I got a friend, a guy that I considered a friend. It's hard to consider him a friend right now. So I had bought one of his courses. And all right, keep this between us because he cannot find out about this, obviously. So I bought one of his e-commerce courses. And there's thousands and thousands of people failing at e-commerce daily, losing thousands and thousands of dollars, setting up an online store and driving traffic to it, Facebook ads, and not making any money. I'm going to tell you why is that, because the information out there that is just thrown out there is typically not worth a damn. Because if it was worth a damn, it just wouldn't be given out freely. So people say, okay, set up a Shopify account, set up a Shopify store. This is how you do it from A to Z. Well, I did that. I followed my examples that the friend, told me to do, and I didn't make any money. And then I was kind of searching on the internet, found out one of his friends, and I looked him up. I went on his website. I went on his e-commerce, warrior training and whatever. And wow. So I ended up getting his course. And, I saw my friend on there. He's just like, hey, I made X amount of money in a month. So I'm like, whoa, so this is the guy that taught my friend. Okay, let me check it out. So I checked him out, checked out the course. And my friend didn't have half of what he was taught by the other guy. Didn't have half. Didn't even have a quarter. He didn't have any tricks in there. He didn't even have any, he didn't have nearly 10% of what the guy that trained him had in his course. And that's real. So here's the thing. If you got all these people just being nice to you, letting you know, all this is fine and dandy and we're going to give you this information, well, it's probably not worth very much good information, because real valuable information, it's like what Phil Pustiavi says. He says, knitting and sewing might not cost that much to learn. But then again, it doesn't provide real economical value. Real estate costs a lot to learn because it provides real economical value. Now, you're probably saying, well, Devonte, I only paid $10 to get in here. Why are you giving away for $10? Well, partially is because I do have off-market properties, and I do plan to get more in multiple states and cities. So it behooves me to be able to have, agents with boots on the ground, and having agents with their own Chinese cash buyers and their own buyers to be able to bring buyers to my houses that I have. So in order to be able to do that, I feel as though I'd like to be able to give you guys something extremely, extremely valuable. So it can be able to help my business as well. And that's just being honest. So I really didn't want to give away this information, period. But I feel as though if I give away, the best gem in the game, to only a very small portion of people, then you know what, it'd be worth it. But only very, very small, very minute, very finite. So get rid of the abundance mentality. It's a delusion. It's a lie. Watch a nature documentary. There's no signs of any lions or hippos walking around with the abundance mentality. Oh, there's enough for everybody. They're getting theirs. And like I said, if you don't like it, I'm sorry. But I don't want a bunch of cream puffs, in this group. Just being totally honest. It might be harsh, but it's a harsh world out there. And like I said, if it's too much to handle, then you can leave, because if you don't have thick skin, you're just going to bring us all down. So it's best that if you don't like what I'm saying, to get out right now, because this is for the people that really get it. This is Devonta Arrington, signing out.